Continuing from the previous episode 1935. From the outside, the whole of Yaoyuan Cave looks like a den of heaven, with countless independent caves standing outside, like a mysterious space with countless passages emerging. It stands in the most mysterious void of the demon world, and countless confinement forces have formed a holy place like a paradise. If there are no coordinates, even the reincarnation powerhouse cannot find its specific location. That's why he is so hot for the Heisha dragon wolf who knows the coordinates. Its entrance is more like a labyrinth-like mirror, a land of aurora, surrounded by impossibly white aurora. There is no road, as if just entering it, there is only a mirror-like area under your feet. Even the interior is extremely flat, and there is no guidance. And the overlord in the demon world, the demon emperor Tianhen, is sealed here, not to mention the power arranged by the top powerhouses of the three realms. The mystery of the demon cave is enough to imprison any powerhouse, so the three realms the strong are also extremely relieved to suppress their seal here. What a terrifying monster! At this time, in the Aurora Zone, the ground suddenly sparkled, like a water curtain, which contained a touch of palpitating divine power, including a very strong confinement power, and Xiaoyan's several people, standing quietly on it, walking gently, their eyes slowly looking at the interior of the space. They are pure white, except for being able to sense the three completely different forces in a sealed light group. Here is it is like a space stone, there is nothing, and even where the voice of the demon emperor comes from, I don't know anything. What the asterisk is going on here? After looking around, Xiaoyan spoke softly, his voice full of doubts. He was as arrogant as a demon emperor and was jointly sealed by the powerhouses of the three realms. So why didn't the powerhouses of the three realms kill him directly, but chose to seal him? Would there be any hidden secrets? Furthermore, the so-called Yaoyuan cave here is too mysterious. It seems that there are countless paths in this lair, leading to countless mysterious places, but with Xiaoyan's soul power or other powers, he has not sensed any passage. Signs, as if this had always been just a never-ending land of aurora, they had been trapped here, in a dilemma. And so, how can we accurately find the final area of the Demon Emperor's seal in these passages? Before the First World War, the Master once took our army of the Demon World to attack the other 6 worlds. Among them, the Ghost World, the Devil World and the Buddha World were attacked quite miserably. That's why they hold grudges. Once they seized the opportunity and took advantage of the serious injury of the Master, they sent a number of Samsara and the 8-star fighting immortals in one fell swoop. The powerhouses of the 3 realms entered the Demon World together to hunt down the Master. But in the end, even if the asterisk of war had the Master, they found that by gathering the strength of their 3 world powerhouses, it was still impossible to completely obliterate the Master, because the Master was determined to be immortal, and finally they decided to seal the Master here. It took countless years to wash away the anger in their hearts. Heishan Longling looked at this and said, but it was the first time he had seen the mystery of the demon's cave. After all, he used to stand outside the cave and enter the demon. Yuan Dongtian is the first time. The body is immortal? Xiaoyan suddenly couldn't help but tremble slowly when he heard the words. Being able to stand in an invincible position under the attack of the powerhouses of the 3 realms with a seriously injured body, the strength of this demon emperor can only be described by good fortune and becoming a saint, and I don't know why. The immortality of this demon emperor may be there is some subtle relationship with the immortality in himself. Senior, I've already arrived. What should I do? After thinking for a while, Xiaoyan's voice sounded softly, accompanied by hot holy flames all over the Aurora Zone. As for the beast of flames, his eyes slightly drooping, it seems to have fallen asleep quietly on the ground. The amber holy flame is flashing a rather strange arc here, and with the appearance of the holy flame, the 3 strange forces in the entire Aurora land are slowly shaking. Dragon Wolf, let me speak. Suddenly, a majestic voice sounded, but now there was a trace of relief in the voice. Obviously, Xiaoyan's arrival gave him a glimmer of hope. I used to have a strong friendship with your Xiao clan patriarch and many old buddies. My seal still needs the help of Fenju and Sheng Yan in your body. The Demon Emperor said softly. Xiao clan, patriarch? And the Fenju and Sheng Yan in my body? Xiaoyan murmured. It seemed that every word was deeply stinging the blood of the Xiao clan in his body. Maybe that old guy has long expected the current situation. When my seal is lifted, I will return the things that old guy left to you. The Demon Emperor smiled. Okay. Xiao Yan nodded solemnly. He was obviously stronger than a Demon Emperor. I'm afraid he didn't know that he had survived several times of reincarnation. In addition to his status as the overlord of the demon world, Xiao Yan naturally believed what this guy said. But before breaking my seal, you must know one more thing. The Great Thousand Worlds are divided into 7 worlds. Of course, except for the evil races outside the realm and the underworld, those 2 regions are too special and are no longer among the thousands. But, do you know what is the top thing in the 7 realms? The majestic voice of the Demon Emperor sounded slowly, making it impossible to tell where it came from. It's Fenju, Xiao Yan said abruptly. For some reason, even with Xiao Yan's current strength, he couldn't figure out Fenju in depth, let alone the horror of the 6 people in Fenju who had not yet entered the room. Realm. Good sense. The Great Thousand World, the immortal rank and saint rank, after the category of immortal arts, there is a power that surpasses the world. That's God. And in the Great Thousand Worlds, each of the 7 worlds has a unique, sacred secret. You have a trace of ghosts in you. You should have smelled those top powerhouses when you entered the ghost world earlier. They are all learning the ghost realm, soul transformation, which is a special technique for ghost realms. When it is used in battle, it is eerie and unpredictable. And the Fenju in your body is a magic formula that surpasses the 7 great gods. Its power or its limit, from ancient times to the present, no creature can covet it. Even the monstrous level patriarch of your Xiao clan has only comprehended the 5 realms in the end. Fenju is divided into 6 realms. After he has comprehended the 5 realms, his strength has reached a quasi-god. However, in the 6 realms of Fenju, only when your strength reaches reincarnation can you spy on the mysteries. This point, I'm afraid you don't know. This is what the old guy asked me to tell future generations. For the rest, after I break the seal, I'll take you there in person. The Demon Emperor said intermittently, but every word and sentence caused a storm in Xiao Yan's heart. Continuing from the previous episode 1936. So there are still these secrets. Xiao Yan listened to this loving voice. The blood in his body couldn't help but boil, and even Fenju, the deepest part of the body, faintly became restless, nodded and said. It's no wonder that he cultivated the legendary 6 realms according to Fenju's guidance, and has been unable to grasp the essentials, and Xiao Yan always felt that the reason why he was able to meet this Fenju by chance on the Do Chi continent, even if it is incomplete, I'm afraid it's not that simple for no reason. Combined with what the Demon Emperor said today, I'm afraid that all of this was done intentionally. For a while, Xiao Yan also suddenly realized that there is still such a secret, but Xiao Yan has never really experienced these 7 divine arts. After all, the 7 realms of the 7 realms can only be practiced by the top powerhouses in their respective realms, such as the Master of Li Soul and the Master of Soul Eater. Naturally, they are cultivating the Ghost Realm God art, soul transformation. Secret art, but when they fought, they didn't use it, so Xiao Yan didn't witness it either, but that kind of power was enough to truly surpass the realm of immortal art. At that time, the disappearance of your Xiao family was urgent. Although those old guys had expected it, they were caught off guard for a while, so they also left a lot of unexplained things. Fortunately, the guardians of the Xiao clan, the 10th Hall Yama and some other things have been perfectly preserved for your descendants of the Xiao clan. The Demon Emperor said softly. Obviously Yuren knew something about this matter. Senior, how did the Xiao clan disappear? According to the information I have received, they are clearly the real heroes of the fight against the evil tribes outside the territory. How could it be? Listening to this scene, Rao could not help but ask because of Xiao Yan's calm personality. I don't know. At the end of the war, I was suppressed by the seal not long after, but your Xiao clan disappeared. If it wasn't for the willingness of those old guys, I'm afraid it has something to do with the center of the human world. After all, even though it was the peak of your Xiao clan's power at that time, you Xiao clan paid too much in order to kill and expel the army of the evil clan from outside the realm. In addition to the strength of the center of the human world, it was on par with you, I'm afraid, but these are not what you care about. After I break the seal and stabilize the situation in the demon world, I will go to investigate. If you insist on getting involved, then your strength must at least reach the level of reincarnation. Otherwise, I have decided not to let you intervene in this matter. At this moment, the Demon Emperor said solemnly, obviously even with his help strength, when vaguely thinking of the old enemy of the Shao family, is also heavy. Okay, then what should I do about breaking the seal? Xiao Yan nodded solemnly and immediately asked. It's strange to say that there is a very special power in Yaoyuan Dongtian. The seal of countless years has caused a subtle change in the breath in my body, so that my power has gradually increased. Now my body seems to have an empty body, but I don't have any power, but after the seal is broken, once my power is restored, it should be stronger than before. As for breaking the seal, I have tried many methods. The oldest method is to summon 3 experts from the Ghost Realm, the Buddha Realm, and the Demon Realm who are proficient in the 3 major divine arts of their respective realms. But because of the relationship between our Demon Realm and them. However, when my soul traveled to the heaven of demon fate, I was lucky enough to get the news that Fenju could decipher it. As for how to deal with it, it's up to you. The Demon Emperor spoke slowly, and his voice was filled with an invisible melancholy. It seemed that even he didn't know much about it. Sir, Sheng Yan and Fenju complement each other, and in my opinion, I am afraid that the sealing power of the 3 gods must be cracked first. As for the rest of the confinement, the master cannot be bound. At this time, Heishan Longling also hurriedly spoke. Obviously during the period when the Demon Emperor was sealed, he did not sit idle, and did a lot of investigations both openly and secretly. Well, then I'll try. Xiao Yan nodded lightly, and immediately within his body, 5 holy flames hovered over his body in turn. In addition to the operation of burning determination in his body, for a while, Xiao Yan seemed to have something terrifying in his body. The power is exerted. Crash! In an instant, the imprisoning power of the 3 regiments of the gods seemed to be under an extremely fatal threat, and they were frantically agitated. They regarded Xiao Yan as a strong enemy, and countless terrifying forces swept out. The eerie black ghost energy, the golden Buddha light radiating from the Zen sound, and the evil invading demon energy, the 3 forces came one after another, slowly blending and launching a monstrous offensive against Xiao Yan. Be careful. Seeing these 3 powers, Wan Yaowang's expression changed greatly, and he was ready to use his power to protect Xiao Yan. This kind of thing must be done by him. In an instant, the black evil dragon wolf raised his hand, and a terrifying dragon body wrapped the 10,000 Demon King, the Flame Beast and himself. As for Xiao Yan and the 3 menacing rays of light above the Aurora ground, the regiment slowly shook his head. The power of the 3 groups seems to be only the ghost energy that belongs to the 8-star category. The other 2 groups, whether they are devil energy or Buddha light, have already stepped into the level of reincarnation, but when facing Xiao Yan, there is a sense of restraint. It seems that no matter how terrifying power they burst out, they will be slowly swallowed and dissipated by the mysterious power emitted by Fenju. Come on. At this moment, the Fenju in Xiao Yan's body revolved rapidly, and a rebellious and unruly aura that was higher than the sky swept out. With the addition of the 5 holy flames at this time, each of them differentiated into their origins. Under the nourishment of Fenju, it surrounded Xiao Yan's body. Wang Om! First of all, there was an extremely dark ghost energy. The ghost energy just touched Xiao Yan's whole body, and it was enough to crush Xiao Yan's body into powder, and even his soul could be easily shattered. Swept out. Is this the so-called soul transformation secret art? It's a pity to use the means used by the master of Li's soul, an old opponent. With a cold snort, Xiao Yan's whole body erupted with 5 flames, and a dazzling offensive erupted. It's blocked. Wang buzzing. Then the second group of power. This is a *** red power. The devilish energy of the demon world erodes people's hearts. If they are not strong-willed, I'm afraid they can easily be attacked by them and go into the devil's way. The magic of the devil world, devil heart eats God. Hey, it's a pity to let the magic of the devil be so tyrannical. Facing Xiao Yan's level of soul power and the protection of the holy flame, there is no way for a while, and he can only hang around Xiao Yan with the ghost energy. Clang! At that time, the last ball of golden Buddha light surrounded Xiao Yan's body with countless golden Zen inscriptions. Zen mind and Brahma art. The sea of suffering is boundless, turning back is the shore. The Zen texts are like the divine power that purifies all things, washing Xiao Yan's mind, which not only contains extremely surging sealing power, but also the power of reincarnation. What bullshit! Break it for me! Burning decision. 5 flames. An extremely angry roar was vented from the deepest part of Xiao Yan's heart, like a violent roar that resounded through the sky. Boom! For a while, behind Xiao Yan, on the ancient ruler of eternal fire, a holy pattern emerged. Xiao Yan's whole body was covered by 5 color flame beams, and between his eyebrows, in addition to the power of the family pattern, there was also a touch of Xian. Fluctuations. That is burning. Kacha kacha! The 3 regiments in Xiao Yan stalemate for a long time, but in the end they were quickly defeated, and they dissipated as if they were deserters. At the same time, in the deadly demonic cave, once the magnificent and huge figure, like a hegemon who has been forgotten for countless years, slowly wakes up from the suppression of the seal, from the endless abyss. That kind of aura, that kind of power, can be learned from the world, enough to achieve a true contempt for the world. That is the Demon Emperor Tianhen, the real overlord who once ruled the demon world by himself. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis. Continuing from the previous episode 1937. Boom! In an instant, Xiao Yan's aura was truly brought to a peak as countless powers intertwined around Xiao Yan's body. Whether it was the sacred aura of the holy flame or the chilling lines on the ancient ruler, they all showed Xiao Yan's extraordinariness. Woo! At this time, watching the surrounding retreat, the power and figure of the Demon Emperor slowly emerged, and the seal was broken in front of him, but the flame beast suddenly woke up, staring at Xiao Yan and the land of Aurora. Look at the top. For a time, it seemed that Xiao Yan and the 2 demon emperors who broke the seal both had an aura that made the flame beasts quite friendly. This guy is really hidden, I'm afraid, in the future. Seeing Xiao Yan easily expelling the power of the seal of the combination of the 3 worlds, he was surrounded by 3 kinds of power, and seemed to fall into some kind of special entry. In the middle of the decision, the breath of the Demon Emperor is slowly emerging. I am afraid that after the respite, the Demon Emperor will completely solve the other powers and complete the breaking of the seal. Wait, what's the situation? After a while, the Heishan Longling looked at the dying flame beast beside him with gratified eyes. Its hoof-like ankles slowly stepped on the realm of Aurora, among the beast's eyes. Filled with an arrogant wave. Boom! With a sound, countless energies roared out, and after a while, a domineering green aura rose into the sky. The thick demonic aura was suffocating. Looking at it, at the top of the Aurora realm at this time, a silhouette of a handsome figure with a size of 100 meters appeared, and looking at the extremely ordinary figure, there was something terrifying that the world surrendered to it. Strength. It was a man in brocade clothes. In the brocade clothes on the man, a golden dragon was engraved. The golden dragon contained a rare wave of fluctuations in its breath and scales. Shudder. Little brother, Dragon Wolf, 10,000 demons, thank you for your hard work. A faint voice, like a real master, comforted and repaired the weak state of several people's bodies, but this kind of broken seal would have caused an extremely huge. The scene was calmed down by the Demon Emperor, which was enough to show the horror of this guy's strength. Master. Watching the figure slowly shrink, and in the blink of an eye, it turned into an ordinary young handsome man, and the 10,000 Demon King and the Black Demon Dragon Wolf couldn't help crying. Today's man has completely broken the seal. Although his strength has not recovered, he finally asked for that kind of seal torture, which makes the 2 of them quite gratified and happy. Have you entered the state of meditation? It seems that this guy has a lot of fate with these 3 gods. He casually glanced at Xiao Yan's appearance, and then the Demon Emperor gently waved his hand. A dazzling green demon light directed Xiao Yan, thoroughly protected. With this level of protection, even the reincarnation powerhouse may not be able to destroy it. Oh, I didn't expect this little guy to be born. In the beginning, the chaos in the demon world was caused by my wrong decision. Now that you are here, we will belong to the demon world in the future. After Shunshi, the Demon Emperor looked at the flame beast with an indifferent face and smiled slowly. Master, this is it? Heishan Longling couldn't help asking. The king of all beasts, the worthy leader of the demon world. The Demon Emperor said, could it be that you, Master? Heishan Longling couldn't help asking. I'm tired too. When I'm done with everything, I'll nurture him well. In the future, the demon world will be handed over to him. The Demon Emperor laughed. Lord, now the situation in the demon world is torn apart. I don't know what to do. After the blink of an eye, the Heisha Longling said. Don't worry, after all, they are all my old subordinates. Compared with them, there are still a few old friends who need me to go there for a while. After the Demon Emperor finished speaking, he put his hands behind his back, and his footsteps collapsed gently, breaking through the void in an instant. Go to the other side. Here, Zaidu has returned to quiet, but the flame beast seems to have undergone some subtle changes in its limbs. As for Xiaoyan, it seems to be slowly absorbing the magic of the three realms. On the other side, the ancient battlefield ranked number 1 in the Resentful House battlefield. With the disappearance of Heisha Longling and the disappearance of the leader of the guards, the army under Heisha Longling has now been beaten by the other 2 strong men. I'm afraid there won't be one soldier left. Even so, this battle will be a heavy loss for them. On the other hand, the Tianshang tyrant completely unified the 6 demon kings in private. After incorporating their powers, the power of the Tianshang tyrant and the White Bone Demon King actually leveled up for a while, but some discerning people are still clear, although the backbone has been the same, but the top powerhouses, the number of reincarnation powerhouses is not equal. At this moment, at the core of the Resentful Mansion battlefield, 3 figures slowly stand here. Is this the sealed place of the Night King? At this time, the Water Demon King looked at the calm space with no objects in front of him, and said, with his power, he could smell a wicked awe inspiring from this void. The breath and an irresistible suppression. Wang, we're here to save you. After a while, the brown flames on Wuxia Wang's body burned violently, and he couldn't help shaking his body. The Dark Night Demon Prison is indeed here, but the power of the seal here, even I am helpless. This is a part of its body, leave the rest to you. After Xu Xiao finished speaking, he sneered and handed the only evil bone on his body to the Wuxia King. This thing is part of the Night King. With it, adding the power of the 2 White Kings to save him is not a bad thing. Tick. As soon as he took over the evil bone, a cold killing intent that penetrated his heart swept out, and immediately above the body of the Wuxia King, a drop of evil blood like a flame slowly dripped onto the evil bone. Above, Wang Om, accompanied by the Wuxia King's actions, countless screams and roars suddenly vented from the evil bones. Immediately above the evil bones, scenes of *** evil clouds emerged, easily shrouding this space completely. A strange and terrifying aura swept out, and at the same time, the huge void that was originally empty also had a magnificent hall of conferring demons looming. Kacha! With a sound, there was a loud noise in the endless dim void in front of him, and suddenly a huge golden lock bathed in the golden holy light broke quietly. After the golden lock broke, a magnificent evil palace slowly appeared in the sky in this scene. Break it for me. Seeing the golden chains shatter, the 2 White Kings tried their best to do their best, and countless evil forces vented out, and together with the evil bones, they attacked the sealing force above the largest hall. After a while, the evil bones shattered, and the sealing power above the hall disappeared together. At this moment, the sky trembled, like some kind of heaven-shaking monster, slowly reborn. Welcome to my king. 2 extremely respectful voices sounded in the heaven and earth, with countless evil auras, and the voice was full of fanaticism. Hoo-hoo, the seal of tens of thousands of years, Demon Emperor, this time, after all, I won. I don't like this demon world, so let's fall with you. An ancient voice slowly emerged from the magnificent evil hall. Suddenly, countless black evil spirits appeared out of thin air, and in a blink of an eye, this place was completely wiped out. Imprisoned, scenes of crisis haunt the hearts of countless people. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis. Continuing from the previous episode 1938. I don't like this demon world, because it has the aura of the Demon Emperor that disgusts me, so, let's destroy it. An unusually loud voice, like a demon from hell, shook the ancient battlefield. The countless monsters in the midst, with that level of power, drove the countless thick evil black chi to burst out from the glorious hall. In a few moments, all the 10 battlefields in the ancient battlefield were destroyed. The void is completely shrouded in captivity. At this moment, the sun was obscured, and the invasion of evil aura could not help but temporarily stop the battle in the entire ancient battlefield. Emerge. Once the demon temple is completely shattered, I am afraid that the Red King will also see the light of day again. By then, I am afraid. This. What kind of power is this? No, The Night King of the Dark Knight Demon Prison is broken. The army is back on defense. In an instant, looking at this extremely evil fluctuation, whether it was the White Bone Demon King or the Tianshang Tyrant, the expressions of the two changed slightly, and they immediately mobilized the army behind them to face the Dark Knight where the demon prison was located. The void surrounded them, and even the deeply hidden strategic powerhouse behind the two was invited out together. At this time, even if they had a lot of differences, they had to temporarily truce. After all, the Night King was at the Red King level among the evil races outside the territory. When the Demon Emperor was still there, the Demon Emperor killed and suppressed him by himself, but both of them are strong men who have survived the tribulation of reincarnation, and they are more than one level. On the other hand, here, whether it is the White Bone Demon King or the Tianshang Tyrant, although there are a few reincarnation powerhouses behind the two, the strongest person has only survived the double reincarnation calamity. This kind of powerhouse is like the Night King. Compared, the difference is too big. Damn it. What the asterisk is going on here? At this moment, the Tianshang Tyrant, surrounded by countless monster beast legions behind him, took the lead to the final battlefield, watching the water and fire stand in the sky. The more and more condensed and terrifying figure, the voice became melancholy and slightly. My lord, in this situation, I am afraid that only by joining forces with the White Bone Demon King will there be a chance of survival. The Bloodscale Sage whispered softly. This situation has exceeded the scope of what they can handle, but it is obviously not the case now. Think about the reasons why the Night King Town Demon Prison is submerged. This guy's power, I am afraid that under the seal of the suppressing demon prison, not only has there been no regression, but some progress. In my opinion, now his power has reached the triple reincarnation realm or even stronger. In addition to the fact that Fire and Water Shuangsha was only in the middle stage of the 8-star Fighting Immortal, the countless years of seals actually made the strength of the two skyrocket to the late stage of the 8-star Fighting Immortal. Hoo, they are really tricky guys. For a while, behind the two figures, a rugged old man with white hair and a very dignified expression looked at the increasingly bright and thick Night King in the Demon Hall. And the two Shuangsha around him, said solemnly. And around him, a slightly weak green demonic energy slowly formed on his body, blocking the spread of evil energy. That kind of aura was appalling. That is reincarnation. And just from this breath, this guy is definitely the strongest who has survived the tribulation of reincarnation. At the beginning, after the Demon Emperor was suppressed, many elites followed him. Among them, the reincarnation powerhouses were the main ones. Because of their serious injuries, they were also in retreat. Now without the summons of the Demon Emperor, they probably won't wake up easily. Therefore, with the power we have now torn apart the demon world, it is not enough to fight against a Red King. Suddenly, the old man opened his mouth and said, struggling violently from the Devil's Palace, even if the Dark Knight King who broke out of the seal, even if it was his double reincarnation realm that also smelled a wave of heart palpitations. The power of the Night King is definitely not comparable to himself. Old Scorpion, now, looking at such a serious scene, Tianshang Tyrant asked the old man respectfully, the second-level reincarnation realm Scorpion Old. This is the last background of Tianshang Tyrant, but other than that, there are still a few figures around, and their strength has basically just stepped into reincarnation. The 3 reincarnations and the 5 8-star Fighting Immortals are even close to consummation. Such a terrifying lineup is the true heritage of the Tianshang Tyrant. They're here. When asked by one of them, Old Scorpion didn't answer, but slowly stared at the other side of the sky, where the void instantly exploded, and one after another strong men with monstrous demon energy came from the sky. It was the elite troops of the White Bone Demon King. Hoo, old monster Scorpion, I haven't seen you for a long time, you are still so old and strong. Elder Monkey is also majestic. Quote. The 5 reincarnations are really terrifying. After a while, Old Scorpion gave a slight look, looking at the old man with a pale face like a monkey, and said softly, it seems that this time, we can join forces again. Since the First World War, we haven't really joined forces. I really miss it. The old monkey smiled and seemed to have a desperate consciousness. Hoo, it seems that they are all here. Welcome to my king. In an instant, seeing the arrival of the top powerhouses around Tianshang Tyrant and White Bone Demon King, the Water and Fire Demon King sneered at the same time, and immediately the overwhelming demonic energy swept out, so the magnificent demon temple behind him was set off extremely strange. Vaguely, the void is twisted, as if the temple will be completely broken at any time. Even if the reincarnation powerhouses in front of them exist, the water and fire are not afraid, because behind them is the Night King. Boom! With a loud voice, countless golden Sanskrit words shone brightly in the demon temple, as if they were doing their best to suppress the Night King, but the good times didn't last long. In an instant, the sound of countless cracks cracking and shattering filled the air, and all of a sudden, it was completely shattered here. Are you all here? The demon temple was completely shattered, and the figure of the Night King slowly stepped on the sky, standing at a height below zero, looking down at the many powerhouses in front of him like a master. That kind of aura is unmatched. Wang Om! At the same time, a smear of evil black energy that surpassed the heavens and the earth, directly rendered this piece of heaven and earth into a dark and haunted place like hell. Yin wind roars, and countless evils dance in the sky, like a real purgatory furnace. Those scenes are truly dumbfounding. Since they're all here, let's die together, the Night King said with a light smile. On his hair, there was an awe-inspiring force, which set off his long hair extremely bloody, and his slender fingers were even straight. Above the body, a fierce force vented out. Joining together, we must not let this devil's attack fall, otherwise our demon world will be indifferent. Heavenly magic, quote. 10,000 yuan demon light. Tianshang Tyrant and White Bone Demon King said together, and the two powerhouses directly exerted their internal strength to the limit and roared away at the Night King. Dozens of demonic auras with completely different powers were killing the Night King. The power contained in them changed the color of the sky and the earth. Countless cracks, big and small, burst open instantly because they could not bear the attack of this power. This place is empty, completely collapsed. It's all about ants. Looking at the reincarnation of all of you, the Night King smiled lazily, a sneer appeared on the corner of his mouth, and then his palm was slowly raised, a touch thick enough to drown the entire world. The asterisk demonic aura of the 10,000 feet slowly shot at the crowd. In an instant, the wind was surging, and countless powers were intertwined into gorgeous fireworks, resounding in this crumbling night sky of the demon prison realm. Continuing from the previous episode 1939. Boom! Dozens of gigantic energies composed of the 8-star Dushan top powerhouses and the reincarnation powerhouses formed a green energy training with 1,000 feet, roaring away at the location of the Night King, passing by along the way. The void shatters, and the power contained in it is enough to annihilate any life under reincarnation. For a time, the entire heaven and earth where Hayatown Demon Prison was located contained a touch of extremely oppressive aura, as if this place would be completely shattered and disappeared at any time due to the dazzling attack energy of the two. Humph! Upon seeing this, the Night King saw blood-colored evil clouds easily emerge under his feet, and immediately dragged his body to the sky, like a hero who looked down on the group of monsters, and immediately patted it, a thick blood on the palm of his hand. The light burst out, and after the breath, it turned into a asterisk hand, rolling violently, carrying countless asterisk auras and ancient evil lines on it, and the resentment spread, which is truly earth-shattering. Bang bang bang! The two equally 10,000 Zhong-sized energy pieces made contact, the harsh collision sound and the violently rolling energy ripples scattered around, easily nibbling away the void here. In an instant, the entire void was torn apart, and the wind was blowing. Kacha! With a sound, dozens of strong men attacked at the next moment, and were easily torn apart by the magic hands of 10,000 feet. Obviously, the strength of the two is not on the same level. Btth2. It was a combined blow from the top forces of Tianshang Tyrant and the White Bone Demon King, but after a few breaths, it was completely submerged in the hands of the Night King. At this moment, the breaths of dozens of people fluctuated violently. A mouthful of blood was sprayed out, and then the breath floated in the air, looking at the Night King who was stepping on the blood cloud in astonishment. At this moment, the frail figure of the Night King seems so unattainable. The evil intention of looking down on everything is undoubtedly obvious. The slender fingers, the sinister blood-colored long hair, and the maddening smile, an icy chill of death slowly radiated from the bodies of these top demon world powerhouses. They also knew that the combined attack just now was defeated, and at this moment, I am afraid it is a real dead end. The demon world doesn't have the demon emperor and the reincarnation guardians who support him. You rubbish, at best, are just a bunch of rabble. But it's just right, with the blood of all of you monsters to make up for the torture I've suffered for countless years, so that I can return to my true peak. So, let this king fall. Looking at this scene, the Night King sneered, and immediately within his body, a prismatic square-shaped black crystal slowly floated out of his blood. The blood crystal has just floated out, and it is engraved with extremely dark and complex evil lines. After it emerged, the whole world became quiet, the audience was dead silent, and a trembling horror swept the countless monsters. Mind, it seems that in a short while, they will all be turned into the nourishment of this blood crystal. And this blood crystal is obviously the essence of the Night King. Now the overall situation has been decided, and the Night King believes that no one will always disobey his power. Damn it. At this moment, the Tianshang tyrant turned directly into his body. His brown hair matched the body of a beast that was over 100 feet tall, trying to resist this fluctuation, but it was an extremely tyrannical force, suppressing him and letting him couldn't move at all. My lord, let's go. This guy, we will be responsible for delaying his progress. Now I'm afraid we can only hope that the strong people in the center of the demon world will come forward. Otherwise our demon world will definitely be slaughtered by this madman. Both Old Monkey and Old Scorpion roared at the same time. Immediately, it turned into a huge and tyrannical monkey shadow and a scorpion shadow, and with the power of reincarnation of the two, even so, there is still a clear gap with the Night King. Death. With a soft voice, the Night King didn't give these guys any chance to escape. The blood-colored crystals wriggled, emitting an extremely greedy smell like a ghastly-faced demon, and the monstrous evil power radiated out. A hideous roar. It slowly attacked dozens of elites from the sky like an ordinary raindrop, but the fluctuations hidden in the dark were suffocating. Not good. Watching the dim void around him collapse directly, a sense of distortion swept over and imprisoned all of their bodies temporarily. Old Monkey hurriedly shouted. Ha ha ha. This is the end of disobeying this king. The King of Water and Fire looked at the pale faces of the dozens of people present, unable to resist the wave of death, and seemed to have seen them completely turned into bones in the next moment to be absorbed by the blood crystal of the Night King. Weird scene. Haha, when did the defeated generals at the time have the right to point fingers at this emperor's subordinates? Crack! Just when the blood crystal was about to devour everyone, a hearty laughter that ran through the world slowly sounded. Gululu. For a time, the incomparably evil blood crystal was suspended in the air, without any fluctuations, and the evil fluctuations and evil patterns on it were quietly crawling down at this moment, as if they were afraid of something. Looking down such a strange blood crystal, a rather handsome man grabbed the blood crystal with one hand, with a domineering aura coming from the corner of his mouth. Guru, Demon Emperor, Master, there were already people who were fighting for their lives. Looking at the handsome man above the sky, he became choked up for a while, and couldn't help but kneel down directly. These reincarnation powerhouses are all loyal subordinates of the Demon Emperor, and helping the two powerhouses is just a balancing act. Now that the Demon Emperor is reborn, naturally. Demon Emperor? How is that possible? In an instant, the face of the Night King, who was standing above the blood cloud, changed dramatically, his pupils shrank tightly, and he lost his voice. How strong is the Demon Emperor? The former Demon Emperor, with one person and a hegemony weapon, directly stopped hundreds of thousands of elites from their extraterritorial evil clan, including one Red King, 2 White Kings, and many Black Kings. Thank you more for that. This farce, it's time to end. In the past, I thought of your kindness in your heart, and I didn't obliterate you, but now it seems that I was wrong. The Demon Emperor Tianhen said slightly. Every word and every sentence contained arrogant domineering contempt for all living beings, sweeping the world. Let countless evil forces destroy themselves without attacking. Don't be ashamed. You have just broken the seal now, and your strength is still less than 1/10. How can you obliterate me? Water and fire double evil, listen to my order and form a formation. 3 Kings Evil Night Realm. A roar immediately, water and fire and the 3 figures of the Night King spread rapidly, directly surrounding the entire sky. Purgatory for a dark night. The night is the real domain of the Night King. It's all over. Let me remind you of your old fears. The gun is coming. With a roar, the Demon Emperor squeezed fiercely, and the blood crystals in his hand were suddenly crushed by his white palm. Countless evil forces had no room to fight back, and they were completely swallowed and purified by the Demon Emperor. Btth2. With a sound, scarlet blood spurted out from the corner of the Evernight King's mouth, and he was seriously injured in an instant. In front of the Demon Emperor, the void squirmed, and a ripple of demonic energy soaring into the sky slowly condensed, and vaguely, an ancient divine weapon was about to take shape. At this moment, the Night King's face turned pale, and a wave of shock and death swept out.